I was the type of person who wanted to be in the top 200 just to say to everybody else, follow your dreams, you can do it.
So you used to compare yourself a lot when you were a swimmer, right?
Yeah. Whenever I'm next to someone who's gonna be better, I'm gonna try to analyze this person. I'm gonna try to understand why is he better than me instead of just focusing on myself. And I could have achieved very, very good results by doing this. So I got very stressed, very frustrated, trying always to beat the guy next to me. I was very, very harsh with myself. I was so bad with myself. If I fail, I will not even allow myself to be happy.
And you can't be successful if you're focused on others.
Really try to focus on what you're doing and try to remember why you are doing this. Because once you have a purpose, once you know why you're doing something, it will be easier to focus on yourself, you know? And if the reason you're doing this is to beat others or to impress others, these are bad reasons.
Hello! Bonjour à tous, I hope you're well. We're back on this new episode of Reborn podcast, and today I'm so happy to have an incredible man on my side, and this man is Akram.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good, super excited to be here.
Yes, it's good to have you here. I'm so excited about this.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Amazing. Yeah, I just came back from a training and yeah, I'm here ready for this. So.
Ready for this deep conversation.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, and today you have two Frenchies in English, so you can enjoy our beautiful accents. So be ready.
Amazing. Get ready for this.
Yes, exactly. So, by the way, about our training, I had a lot of sore. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So intense. You know, we did a training last week. It was crazy. So
amazing. No, obviously you did great. I mean, you push yourself, and super proud of you. Honestly, I didn't. I thought you were coming just to try it and just go easy, but you're not this type of person.
No.
Very competitive.
I give one. Oh my god, so much. I give 100% when I have a goal in mind. So it's crazy.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes. So Akram,
yes.
You're the founder of Elevate Training Club.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's me.
You're an athlete.
Yes.
And you're a high performance coach.
Yeah.
So it's very inspiring. And when I met you the first time, I was so impressed by your story because it's very relatable. You can show that no matter where we come from, no matter what is our background, our story, our background, we can achieve everything we want if we have a clear vision in mind.
Exactly.
And that's what I love about you, because you just listen to your guts, basically. Like, you went from a scientist to a runner, which is crazy. And I can't wait for people to hear that.
Thank you.
First of all, what I want to do is to come back in the very beginning.
Okay.
And for those who don't know you, where did you grow up?
Okay, so I traveled a lot as a kid. So I was born in Canada, moved to Paris at 6 years old for 2 years. Then I moved to Algeria for 4 years, and I came back to France when I lived most of my life. I studied there and moved to Dubai 3 years ago. So where I grew up in France, mostly. This is where I studied in Nantes, so northwest, for French people who know the city. so yeah, that's where I grew up.
Wow, that's nice. So you moved from place to place, basically.
Yeah. I'm a worldwide citizen.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. And how was your scholarship, your childhood? How was it?
Look, I think it's not a usual path to just travel from a place to place, especially when you're a kid, because you make friends and then you need to say bye and never see them again, and you need to build again another kind of life in the new city you just came to. So it's the bad part where you don't really make deep connection because you know that it's going to be temporary. So as a kid, you don't really understand. It can be painful. But the good thing is you become a multicultural person. You see a lot of things. You understand deeply. I also knew how to speak many languages as a kid. So you kind of more mature in this sense, but it's also kind of hard to build real relationship as a kid.
Before we dive into today's episode, I wanted to share something that feels really aligned with what we talk about here on Reborn. It's an app I've been loving lately called Moonly. Think of it as a little daily guide with lunar wisdom, guided meditations, practices and rituals to implement in your daily life. You know how much I believe in listening to your intuition and create your own inner rebirth. Well, Moonly is exactly that. A soft, gentle rituals to help you slow down and reconnect with yourself. And I'm so grateful to collaborate with them on this episode. So if you feel called, you can check the link in the episode description. And I'm sure you will love it as much as I do.
But yeah, that's the consequence of this.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's very good. And you've started competitions at a young age, right?
Yes, I started swimming as a kid. I was 5 when I started to swim, and my parents just pushed me to do many sports. I was doing like 3 or 4 sports when I was a kid, from 5 to 10 years old. Martial arts, tennis, and swimming mainly. And then my mom was like, okay, now you need to choose a sport because, your education is important, so you need to focus, so you need to stick to one sport. I said, okay, I want to go for martial arts. And she's like, okay, I heard you. So it's going to be swimming. So yeah, I continued swimming. I mean, parents know best for us, apparently. And for swimming, it was always a hate-love kind of relationship because I was the type of kid that was always good in sports, but swimming was the kind of sport where I was giving a lot of efforts, but not getting the results I wanted. So got me very frustrated. And I started to compete when I was 9 years old. I was not the best at all. I was trying to be. And eventually I got very good at the age of 14. Until a very good national level in France when I was 15, 16. And then, went into like big scholarship, med school, and I had to kind of drop it down. But always had this, willpower to continue to reach my potential. Like I felt like, sport has always been part of my life, and the relationship I had with sport was very different from today. I think we'll get to this, but yeah, when I was younger, it was a lot about perfection. I was always trying to be the best. I wasn't satisfied with my results or the person I was younger. So it has been very, very tough mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you used to compare yourself a lot when you were a swimmer, right?
Yeah. So one of my worst traits as a young man was that like I wasn't focusing on myself a lot, but whenever I'm next to someone who's going to be better, I'm going to try to analyze this person. I'm going to try to understand why is he better than me instead of just focusing on myself. Mm-hmm. And I could have achieved very, very good results by doing this. But yeah, so I got very stressed, very frustrated, trying always to beat the guy next to me. But life isn't about this. You always need to focus on your lane. Exactly. And this is where you find your real potential.
Yes.
So yeah, I wish someone told me this when I was younger. I mean, I think I had good coaches and some that were not that good. And they tried to kind of, give me these messages and kind of explain to me the things. But, when it's time for you to understand something, I think no matter, what people are going to tell you, if you are not supposed to understand at this moment, or, you won't, basically. You need to understand at your right time. And for me, it was about confidence. I had all these people around me telling me, Akram, like, you're good. Just be confident, trust yourself. And I remember telling myself this in the mirror, like, I need to be confident, But what is confidence?
Mm-hmm. Good question.
And yeah, it's like, well, am I supposed to walk like I'm, the best? Or it's not supposedly be someone, you need, being confident is being grounded, is like trusting yourself. And I didn't know how to, in practice, be confident. So yeah.
Yeah, and you can't be successful if you're focused on others.
No.
If you're distracted.
No, exactly. Because the thing is, no matter who you're comparing yourself to, by beating this person is not going to make you better, because when you look at someone else, he has his own route, he has his own background, he has his own context, whatever. But it's not a good reference for you to base your success on, just beating them.
Exactly.
You really need to focus on yourself, and this is where you can reach even higher standards by just focusing on your real potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, that's a big mistake a lot of people do. It also brings a lot of stress, mental disorder as well. When you compare yourself to others, it's not healthy.
No, never.
Yeah, simple as that. Yeah.
I used to compare myself a lot when I was younger.
Yeah.
And, people have their own personality and their own techniques, even in sports as an athlete.
Yeah.
So you can't compare yourself to someone. You're not the same, basically.
Yeah.
Everyone is different. So
Exactly.
you will always be unsatisfied if you're focusing on others.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So,
It's I wouldn't say ignore others. I would say use them as motivation. Rivalry is very good when it's healthy, but you need to find this. There is a thin line between like this and that, but you need to understand that someone better than you just can motivate you to push yourself more, but not. The target is not to beat this person.
Mm-hmm.
The target is to be inspired by this person to you do your best. And maybe perhaps you're going to be even better than them without even trying to,
Exactly.
just by focusing on yourself. So
yes, totally. So what kind of advice can you give to someone who often compares themselves to others in their daily life? What kind of advice can you give to that person?
I would say, an easy advice, easier to say than to do, but really try to focus on what you're doing and try to remember why you are doing this. Because once you have a purpose, once you know why you're doing something, it will be easier to focus on yourself, And if the reason you're doing this is to beat others or to impress others, these are bad reasons. And when you don't have good reason enough to do something, then you can get a good result. So that's what I would say.
Totally. I totally agree with you. And how did you get into marathons? So we need to come back. You went from being a scientist, right?
Yeah.
To a runner. So how was that transition?
So, in terms of sports background, I was a swimmer. And the biggest transition, I would say, is from being a sprinter to an endurance athlete. Because marathon is 42 kilometers a run. So for an average person, depends, let's say 4 hours to complete it, it's a good average time, and then sprints, in the other hand, I was swimming 50 meters, 100 meters, so it was 20 seconds of effort to up to 1 minute, right? So it's two different words. And when I used to be a swimmer, a sprinter, you need to be perfect. When you have a short distance like this, it's a lot of training just to race for 20 seconds. So imagine the amount of perfection you need to the level of perfection you need to reach when you train for this. But when it comes to endurance, it's a totally different journey. The main thing is not to be perfect in endurance, is just to show up. It's consistency, it's discipline. You still have this in sprints, but in endurance, you're really building it. You don't need to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. It's and in any case, you can't be perfect if you're not consistent, right? So your perfection becomes your consistency, just showing up. It doesn't matter, how you performed in a specific training, as long as you showed up,
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, okay, so how did I get there? So when I used to be a swimmer, I told you, I had a lot of frustration. I went through a lot of hard moments, especially when I was in pharma studies, and I had a lot of pressure as a student, and I was trying to kind of bring my level back to what I used to do. And that was a very, very tough challenge for me. And I got frustrated and I was overtrained, and then I injured myself. So I used to wake up every morning with shoulder pain and chronic pain, as a young...
It's not normal.
Yeah, as a young adult, you're not supposed... And you're trying to be fit and healthy, and I was eating well. And I was trying my best to be good and to feel good, but it was the opposite. So something was wrong. And I decided to stop swimming when COVID hit. When COVID hit, I had a shoulder injury. I had a psoas torn. So basically my muscle was torn by overtraining, and I couldn't even walk. So at this moment I realized, and all of this while swimming. and swimming is not like this impactful, like it's not an impact sport, so you shouldn't injure yourself that much. So I was like, okay, I'm taking a big break. And when I moved to Dubai, I was still injured. And, I graduated, I had the doctorate, I was working in a big pharma company, and this thing should be enough, and then you move to Dubai, you have a job, should be enough for you to be happy, right? Everyone I know around me would be happy with this life, but I wasn't. I felt like, because I couldn't move the way I used to move, and I was young, and I had, a lot of dreams and achieved dreams, it was very, very hard for me mentally. So I was spending 3 hours at the gym every day, but like doing nothing, just trying to like come back, but I couldn't do push-ups, I couldn't do pull-ups, I couldn't do anything. And I didn't have a purpose, because I used to swim. So I had like my competition in swimming. When I came in Dubai, I didn't have competition. I didn't have a sport. I just wanted to be fit and healthy, but I wasn't. So I was spending a lot of time on the treadmill. And I remember going at the gym at 11 p.m. and there were always this guy, Italian guy, training at the same time as me. And we just were saying hi to each other. That's it. Just hi, how are you? And then I was seeing him like this for like a few months. And then I didn't see him for 1 month. And one day I came back home, and then I saw him, and he was like, hey man, how are you? And it was the first time we had a conversation. And he was like, look man, it's my last day in the building. I'm leaving. And yeah, before I leave, I just wanted to let you know, I'm going to do my first marathon, and I saw you on the treadmill. I think you should do it, And I was like, yeah, sure, man. Just send me the link. I was like, why is he suggesting me to do this? But I was like, yeah, just send me the link. I'll look into it. And, I went to my room. I didn't take it seriously, but then I opened the link. I was like, okay, marathon, okay, 42 kilometers run. Why would I do that? And I was like, I missed the purpose. And he gave it to me. And I was like, running, I can do it. It's not hurting me. So I was like, okay, maybe it's a sign or something. Let's do it. And I had 6 months, started to get interested into like running marathons. I built my program. And then I said, I'm going to, showcase it on social media. And then I started like to train for it. And then from this decision, just saying, let's do it, to the marathon, my life took a 360. Like, I met people that I didn't think I was going to meet in Dubai. My physique got better. My shoulder healed. You're going to say like, how come? So I will get to it, because how come you train for a marathon, your shoulder get healed after 3 years of like pain? Everything kind of took place, like order in my life, and even my mindset was better. The decisions I was taking was good as well. I'm not saying it was all smooth and good, right? Like you kind of have ups and downs all the time, but it was getting better. My life was getting better, and I think my shoulder injury was here, but like it was due to stress, right? So when I removed this stress factor by meeting good people, by not putting too much strain in my upper body, by running a lot, and more blood flow, more everything, like kind of everything came back to normal basically. So yeah, that was a very, very good experience for me to get started. And then all the people I met, it was a group of friends. We were going to this gym all together, and people knew me as, oh, Akram the runner, because I just started to train for a marathon, but I wasn't a runner. But they put this in my mind. So whenever someone wanted to run, he was like, yeah, can I run with you, man? Because like, I love, the fact that you're running. So it put me in this position where I was a leader in running, even if I just started running. So when you have this in your mind, it just breaks the limits. So in your mind, you're like, oh, I'm responsible. Like I have this reputation,
Yeah.
So I became a better runner thanks to these guys. And then I met a girl, and we were running together. And she taught me how to run slower. And then I understood, like, it's not about the ego. It's about, putting the miles in and respecting the plan. Because I remember having these easy runs. And whenever I had an easy run before I met her, I was trying to do a PB. Because like that was the mindset I had my whole life in sports. It was like, it's a training. You need to experience pain. If after the training you're not tired, then you didn't train. That was my mindset. And when I met her and I did this easy run, and I started to actually be good in the long distance. So I was like, oh, it's maybe not about, giving 100% every day. Sometimes it's just about focusing on the plan, and it changed my mindset, changed everything. So yeah, that's how I went into marathon. So it was a guy basically that told me to do it, and from there, like my whole life changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It changed all your mindset as well, I think.
Yeah, because it wasn't about winning anymore. It wasn't about trying to be better than others, because also I was a beginner in the field. It was about being proud of myself, you know, about like, you know, when I don't snooze my alarm at 5 a.m. to go for a run. In the beginning, It was 5 a.m. to today, it's even like 2, 3 a.m. But like when I look backwards, I'm like, wow, the Akram of before, he was a hard worker, but not the kind of person who could like just, you know, wake up at 5 a.m. and go for a run. Or he was, and the purpose was different. That they were very different. So yeah, I respect more the Akram version of today, even if I respect the one I was before. You need to acknowledge the person you were, and like you need to always remember where you come from and where you're going. But at the end of the day, you're the person you are today because of what you were before as well. So yeah.
And I think being an athlete is about enjoying the process as well. It's very important.
Yeah. You will meet different breeds of athletes, right? You'll meet so many different types of athletes. I think for me, I'm always trying to, how can I say, to keep the same values as a human that I have as a human in the athletic field, because you know whatever I go through when it comes to competition, and you know, even in med school, for example, like, you know, I put this parallel, okay, it makes sense. In med school, because it was very, very hard, and you know, to get into med school, you need to be in the top 200s over 3,000 students, for example. So it's very hard, right? So, but the 200 first people always make you feel like you cannot be like them because they are special, you know? And I hated this. This because I was the type of person who wanted to be in the top 200 just to say to everybody else, follow your dreams, you can do it. Like, you don't need to be, you know, a genius or special, you know?
Yeah.
You become special by, you know, believing in yourself. But it's not about like, oh, you know what, like I'm better than you. No one is better than anyone. Like, we all start at the same level.
Exactly.
And as an athlete, I'm like this, but you will meet a lot of athletes that don't want to make this accessible, you know? And I like to showcase the toughness, the struggle, because you need to sacrifice. Yeah, it's part of it, but it doesn't mean that, you know, I'm special. No, it means that I made choices and then I stick to it, you know? But anyone who can do it, you just need to understand what you need to go through, but you can do it.
Exactly.
You know, don't let anyone tell you cannot do it because you need to be special. No, just because I did an Ironman doesn't make me better than someone who didn't, you know? Mm-hmm. And same goes for the people who did one. And if I didn't do it, you know, because I met people when I used to train for the Ironman that were telling me, by the way, don't assume like you're an Ironman, because since you didn't complete it, you can't say that, you know, you are part of us. And that was a very interesting comment. I didn't take this personally. I was really like taking it from an outside perspective, and I was like, that's interesting. That's the kind of mindset that I don't want to have. That's it, you know. For me, I will always push people to do things that they think they can't, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, but what you said about others make you feel less. It's ego. It's not confidence, you know.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I can feel that you really want to prove that everyone can make it with the right choices, as you said.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I love about your mindsets.
Thank you. And I think, I mean, even the person I am today and the person I'm going to become tomorrow as well, because I'm in a constant journey of growth. I'm not there yet, and I will never be. I always look out for myself, you know, how I'm going to grow.
About the Ironman, you completed an Ironman, right?
Yeah.
It's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
And what kind of mental and physical preparation does that require?
Yeah, so, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
So basically an Ironman is a triathlon. It's the biggest distance triathlon. Like it's an extra large triathlon. So triathlon, for those who don't know, it's swimming, then followed by cycling, followed by running, right? So you have the sprint distances, so 750-meter swim, 20K on the bike, and 5K on the run. And then when you come, you have like different type. You have Olympic distance, you have half Ironman, and then you have Ironman. Ironman is 3.8K swim, 180K on the bike, and a full marathon. So 42 kilometers.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. After doing only one marathon, I knew I could go for Ironman. Like I knew it. After my first marathon, I knew it. I kind of built this endurance mindset. So I had this confidence. And I was like, it's going to humble me a little bit, but I knew also I have the swimming background, which makes it more approachable, I think, for me than for someone who's just running, for example. So it requires confidence. It requires determination, discipline. I think that's the main thing that you should have, you know, a lot of discipline. And it also requires somewhere between 15 hours per week of training. That is non-negotiable. Like you can always miss a training, but it's best if you don't, because you are not only an Ironman the day of the Ironman, but you really become an Ironman through the whole process of training for it, you know. Before the day of an Ironman, I knew I was already an Ironman, because it's more about all the work you are ready to put in, you know. It was my first one. I didn't have any expectation. I just wanted to finish it. Like I went also to Japan because I wanted to go to the country of my dream at the moment. I was like, you know, this year, 2025, no, it was 2024, sorry. I said, I'm going to do the trip I've always postponed. From a young age, I told myself, I need to go to Japan. And I always had this limit in my head. But if you don't have $10,000 minimum to
limited beliefs, yes.
And this day in 2024, I said, no, I don't care about what is in my bank account. I don't care about the conditions. I just go. I just want to go. And I decided this day I registered for the Ironman, and then boom. And the day I did it, obviously it was $1,000 just to register. Then I knew I had the flight tickets, the accommodation, the nutrition, the bike. It's an expensive sport. So I told myself, okay, with a normal salary, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be simple. It's not maybe even impossible. But I'll make sure to get sponsors, you know. So that's where I started also to work towards getting a sponsor. So it wasn't only me having a full-time job and training for an Ironman. It was me having a full-time job working on Ironman and working on everything else, content creation, sponsorship requests, trying to anticipate my, transition part, because I knew I was going to quit my job after the Ironman. So it was a lot of stress, because also to do all of these things when nobody believes in what you're doing, also it's very, very tough. Like it's kind of, it's your responsibility, but you need to trust yourself enough to go through this to this path. Like I was comfortable having a full-time job, having a salary, having, the basic stuff, but going to say I'm gonna do this, it's scary. It's like you are on top of a mountain and you just want to jump, and people are like, yeah bro, we good here, like why do you want to jump? I need more, I know I can do this. It's like I was driven. I was like, if I'm not taking these risks, I'm not gonna get the life I want. And the life I want, you cannot get it by staying in the comfort zone. You need
impossible.
To escape this.
You need to do scary things.
Yeah. And I was 26, still young. Ironman, if you look at the average age, is like 35, 40. It's like the people who do Ironman usually are the type of people who are either successful in their mid 40s and trying to find a new adventure, and they're successful, they have the time, they're just going to another challenge. But nowadays, I think with social media, the trend is changing a little bit. Now you have more young people going to this type of events. But it's also super important to do it in a proper manner, because it's not something you want to underestimate. You know, the day I did it, I didn't assume, it's going to be easy. I said, I'm going to do it, but I knew it will require a lot of sacrifice, you know, a lot of discipline, a lot of trainings, mindset shifts as well. So yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed because you did that at 26.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, 26. And then
It's crazy.
the best part is like when you finish and I wasn't competing. I was enjoying, really. Because for me it was the results of everything I've been through. And then you make it and people tell you, oh, you're fourth in your age cat, which is amazing. I was super happy. The three first guys were Japanese triathletes, and then you see my name. I'm like, that's amazing,
that's amazing.
And these guys knew the course, they knew everything. It's their lives. And then they tell you, oh, by the way, you qualified for the World Championship. So, oh wow, that's a big level. Like everyone who's going to the World Championship most of them are professional triathletes. So I was like, wow, that's a new journey for me. And I wasn't even trying. And I remember 20 years of my life trying to be the best swimmer, and I couldn't reach the time I wanted to reach my whole life because I was so driven by this number. But when I was doing the Ironman, I wasn't driven by any number, anything. I didn't know my ranking.
That's why you actually did it.
Yeah. That's what you were saying about keeping this pleasure, you know?
Exactly.
Some trainings I go to sunrise rides, you know, on the bike, and then I stop with my friend Usman. Sometimes we just like chill there for 30 minutes, just looking at the sunrise, you know, and that's our training. And because of these moments, we know we will never stop training because we don't see it as a job or as something that is not enjoyable. We like every moment of our trainings. We trying always to keep the pleasure in it. So yeah.
It's inspiring. I love that vision.
Thanks.
Thank you for sharing this.
Anytime. My pleasure.
And I believe something is that 90% of the success comes from the mindset. Whether it's in the business, in your relationships, in your life in general. And how can we build that mental strength?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know what they say, you know, a healthy mind in a healthy body, right? I think you can start with this. If you don't feel good mentally, try to start to take care of your health. That's something that for me works very well. I know that I have my habits, I have my routines. I know that if I wake up in the morning, I will need to move. I will need to either get a training or go for a walk, get some sun. And, you know, taking care of your body will just reset your whole hormonal balance. You know, you'll have less stress, more endorphins, and then you're more willing to take good decisions for yourself. So start with this. I would say the body first, and the mind will come, you know. And also, yeah, that's that's the main thing for me. And you know, depending on your level, because I can't, like, it depends on where you're starting. If you're someone who's like going through like very tough times, try to how can I say, avoid complaining as much as you can, even if it's hard, and try to find the things you're grateful for, you know, because I think depression is something that you kind of fuel constantly by, you know, having the same mindset and the mindset of negativity, right? So the more you're negative, the more you're going to be depressed. So if you want to go out of this loop, then try to find the reasons you can be grateful for. And then, as I said, you need to take care of your health. Taking care of your physique will always bring you more clarity, more joy, more, you know, good things into your life. And then in a higher, you know, level of perspective, if you want to be more resilient, then try to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
I love that.
Yeah, because uncomfort is temporary, but if you go through uncomfort, you will be more resilient. And if you try to avoid being uncomfortable, you'll never grow. Yeah. Always staying in the things that you know. For example, you know, let's say you don't know how to swim. but you know you're a good runner. And you always had this thing in mind where you want to do a triathlon or an Ironman or something, but you're like, no, I'm not good in swimming. Forget about it. No, go.
That's dead.
Go tomorrow and try to get into swimming. You know, like, I know it might sound uncomfortable because maybe you used to be always, you know, the kind of person who's like good in something. So when you run, you're confident, you look great, whatever, and then you're going to something that you won't be comfortable at. But this is also what's going to make you grow. If you never try, you'll never get there, right?
You have to take the first step, you know?
Yeah.
It's just one step.
Yeah. It's just one step, one decision. When the guy approached me to tell me go do a marathon, I could have said, marathon? What do you mean, man? Like, I hate endurance sports. Like, when I was a swimmer and my coach wanted me to only swim 400s, it's like 400 meters is too much. For me, it was like more than 3 minutes effort. I can't. Obviously, I was swimming like, you know, more than 5K per session. But in terms of competition, I like speed. I like fast. I like something that will take me like 25 seconds and I'm out. And I think, you know, getting through this discomfort of like long effort pain, it built me a proper resilient mindset. You know, running builds you this because you face yourself. When I went for my first 10K in Marina, in Dubai Marina, it was in June 2023. I remember this day like yesterday. Wow. I was like, yeah, you know, 42K for a marathon, so 10K is going to be easy, right? So oh my god, I stopped so many times. I was like done at the end of the 10K. I was like, how am I going to do it? Like, I had to show up again and again and again and again to reach the level I'm at today. But if after this I thought, oh, I don't like discomfort, then I would never do the marathon. I would stay the same guy, and nothing would have changed in my life, you know.
True.
So believe that even if you're not good at something, you can become good, you know. But if you're the kind of guy who's like, oh, I'm not good, I'm not meant for this, then I think that's a very bad mindset. It's a mentality that will get you stuck your whole life.
Yeah.
You know, if you're bad at something, good. Let's do it again.
Let's do it.
Let's do it again.
Until you're good.
And again, and again. Exactly.
Stop saying, oh, I'm bad at it. No.
A lot of people make you also feel bad about this. You know, some people go to the gym, and other people that are not into sports will tell them, oh, you don't look like you go to the gym. And these people, the same people, are going to stop because this person told them this. It should be a motivation to maybe do things in a different manner, or just or just ignore them because you love what you do.
Yeah.
Because you're actually taking care of yourself. You're not going to a bar having a drink every night. You're going to the gym, taking care of yourself. You know, building muscles, having better longevity. You're gonna have a better life than them.
Exactly.
You know?
And the people who judge you are always the one who do less than you.
Absolutely. You never have someone who's, you know, successful or who's better than you that will tell you that you're not doing great. It will always support you to do this thing. So.
Always.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Love that mindset. Now I wanted to talk about failure as well. I think it's an important part. You know, we always talk about our achievements. Okay, you did an Ironman, etc. But I really want to talk about the hidden part of the iceberg. You know, the no glamorous part.
Yeah. So,
what's your relationship to failure?
Yeah, that's a good question. Failure.
Yes.
This word doesn't exist in my vocabulary anymore. It used to be one of the main words in my vocabulary before. For me, it was either you're a winner, either you're a loser. Either you win, either you fail, right? And I think that's what dragged me down so much when I was younger, because when you don't reach the expectation, then you're not worth it. And that's the toughest thing you can tell yourself as a human being, as a man or a woman, just feeling unworthy. Today, I see it as a lesson. You know, if you want to reach a target and you didn't reach it, doesn't make you a loser. It just make you realize more stuff. So, let's see it that way. So, we didn't reach this. How could have we reached this? You know, like what can I do different to reach this target? To be like more, I would say, forgiven to yourself, because for example, for me, when you see me like this, I look like a nice person, right?
Exactly.
I'm very kind, right? And I used to be always, my whole life, I'm kind with people, not because I'm trying to be, just because this is who I am. The only thing I didn't know is when you are talking to yourself, you are supposed to talk like you talk to other people.
Exactly.
And you should treat yourself the way you would like for people to treat you. And for me, I was very, very harsh with myself. Like, I was so bad with myself, where if I fail, I will not even allow myself to be happy. Where, like, I kind of isolate myself, and I'm like, no, I'm not good. Like, the only way I'm going to be happy is if I'm this and that, and that's a very toxic thing you can do to yourself. Yeah. So no, failure doesn't really exist. I think it's more like lesson. I changed this word into lesson. So whatever thing you're not going to reach is going to teach you something. Always. There is no such thing as failure. Yeah. I mean, you're talking to the guy who's also like failed a lot. But I don't look like I failed, right? But I did, and that's also what makes you who you are.
Exactly.
For example, I wanted to. I was in med school. I wanted to be a doctor, a cardiologist, and that was my dream. Like, that was the thing. I told myself, if you want to be someone, like, let's forget about sports. Let's forget about everything else now. Let's focus on this, right? But I want to be a doctor. So the first year is the year you need to get to. It's a passes in France, right? And it's the hardest year ever. But once you get it done, it's over. Like, you will be the person you want to be. And the first year I went through this, and I felt I was far from the ranking I was supposed to have. So I had other options. I could have gone into pharma studies. So I was like, okay, let's try pharma in the second semester. And then I had very, very good marks. But the year I tried to be a pharmacist was also the year where a lot of people wanted to get into this. So the competition comes depending on how many people want it. So because we had a lot of people who wanted pharma, I was the last one that was not taken. So I was the last person not taken. And you need one person to fill this position. And that was me. So 1 year of sacrifice, 1 year of, trying to get something that I didn't achieve. And I was very depressed. I went in vacation in summer. My mom was like, go, just enjoy, forget about it. And I came back, second year, second time, like second chance, let's say. And I was like, okay, this year, if I do it, I'm going to be a cardiologist. Screw pharma. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to go to be a doctor, right? And then I did a very good ranking in the first semester, but I knew that the second semester is going to be other topics that I didn't do the year before because I was studying pharma. And then again, I failed like one. I was the last one not taken in yeah. Okay. And so, but I wasn't lucky because I worked hard, but I had the option to be a pharmacist and also a physio, which other people, after 2 years, they don't have any options, but I had these options. So I should be grateful for that. But at this moment, I felt it like a failure. For me, I was like, wow, I gave everything and I'm not worth it just because of 0 point whatever. And yeah, when you go through this, I think you need to understand that giving your best is not guarantee gonna give you the results you want. Sometimes everything happens for a reason, and you control whatever you can control, and whatever else happen, you need to also accept it. So faith is a big part of like being fulfilled with your life and accepting things. And today I wouldn't be here, if I didn't choose. Like I wouldn't be a pharmacist. I wouldn't, move to Dubai, because when you're a doctor, cardiologist, you need to stay in France, or like it's very hard to travel and everything. So whatever my life looks like right now and makes me happy is because of a failure, if you think of it. But this failure is also my destiny. So it's not really a failure. It's just
It's not a failure.
It wasn't meant.
Yeah.
And at this moment, I remember some people telling me, look, maybe today is frustrating, but you'll see that it will bring you something good in your life, but you'll see it like maybe in 10 years and you'll be grateful for this moment.
Yes.
And that's why sometimes it's not about trying to, to reach this result because you know that this result is going to make you happy. Maybe it's going to make you happy at the moment. Maybe in 5-10 years, it's not going to be like the happy moment anymore. So yeah, do your best and also try to accept the results, whatever it's going to be. It's not going to define who you are. It's not going to make you a failure or a winner. I love this quote of Kobe Bryant saying, if I win, okay, good. I'm going to wake up the next day and do it all over again. If I lose, I lose. Okay, good. I'm going to wake up the next day and do it all over again. So it's like he's doing it without like, focusing too much on the result, because at the end of the day, it's what he does.
Yeah.
Like you do it, either you win or you lose. The next day you're going to show up again. Yeah. Like I'm an Ironman today. I qualified for Ironman World Champ. I need to train for it.
Exactly.
And after this, if I want to stay fit, if I want to be able to do others, I'm going to train for it. So
it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, just because you did it once also doesn't make you, your whole life a winner. You can lose after this, right? So if you're someone who lives with purpose, no matter if you do it today or in 5 years or in 10 years, you're gonna do it because this is what you love. This is what you do.
Yeah.
Some people win once and then 5 years later you show them, like you see them and they're like total failure and they're depressed. They're depressed because also maybe they weren't doing it for the good reason. Maybe they were doing it to win. And once you don't have the competition anymore, they lose purpose. Yeah. So like, why am I doing this again?
Yeah.
Oh, why was I the best at school? Because I liked when I was better than the other guys, the other kids. But life is not school. School is over.
Yeah, exactly.
And once school is over, this is where life starts, So when you see a lot of entrepreneurs, you see a lot of them, they didn't go to the best schools or whatever, but they have this, driven mindset. So even the best at some point will not be the best. So yeah, it's really like you have a lot.
Yes, exactly. Everything happens for a reason, and especially the bad experiences. There's a positive reason behind it. Yeah, it's what made you who you are today. So you need to embrace it. It's not a shame. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And also, it's not about like the event itself. It's about the reaction.
Direction. Yes.
It's everything will happen to you. Today, like I'm here at the podcast talking to you. Tomorrow, I can have something bad happening to me. We cannot control this. It's not because you feel like you're under control of your life. Anything can happen. But then what's gonna determine who you are is how you react to things.
Exactly.
And yeah, there's no perfection, but you learn from this as well. This is what makes you who you are.
Exactly.
Because it makes you stronger and more resilient as well.
Yeah. So it's not a failure, it's a redirection.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
How do you manage periods of doubt and challenges?
That's a good question. I don't think there is a perfect way to manage this. I go through stress and challenges every day of my life. And I think the more you go through it, the better you manage it. You understand the pattern, right? I listen to a lot of podcasts. I think this one is going to be a good one, Reborn. Yes. And I love Tony Robbins. I
love it too.
Yeah, he's amazing. Sometimes I just like put a podcast of him and listening to him for an hour, and I just clean my room and trying to really understand what he's talking about. And he talked about this a lot, about like the patterns and how you react to stress and challenges. And I think I still have a lot to learn about this, because sometimes it's just too much for me, but I wouldn't say I'm perfect to go through it, but I try to find strategies. For example, last year in summer when I was preparing for the Ironman, I was training on the treadmill, and I said, I think I told you this already, back off stage, and I was running, and I was like, I don't know if I can do the Ironman, because it's been like 6 months that I'm training, but I have no idea. I need to do something. And while I was running on the treadmill, I said, why not trying to run for 10 hours straight around the track? It's very hard mental stuff to do, and the Ironman would be a 10 hours effort anyway. So I need to challenge myself to see if I'm able to do it in extreme conditions, summertime in Dubai, 50 degrees, and I went and I did it. I did 88 kilometers, and that was crazy. And then after this event, it was maybe crazy and risky, but it gave me the confidence to keep going. And the day of the Ironman, I remember running the marathon and thinking about this moment. I was like, actually, this is easy compared to that, you know? So it just, sometimes it's also good to put yourself in hardest condition to see how you'd react. You can also do a race simulation, you know? If it's not sports, but it's business, put yourself in a hard condition. Mm-hmm. You know, try to close a deal with the biggest clients, you know, like try to go into something that is uncomfortable. Try yourself, you know, don't be scared of failure. Yeah. We were talking about failure before. I think most of us are not doing the things we're afraid of because we are afraid of failure. If we are not afraid of failure anymore, we would do much more things.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
About the last question.
Yeah.
What's your vision in 5 years? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Back to this podcast to talk about it.
Yes.
In 5 years. So my life has changed so much significantly the last year only. So I can't imagine how it can keep changing in 5 years. But I have a mission. I would like to develop my complement brand with the community I have called Elevate. I have the merch, by the way.
Yes. Amazing community, by the way. Go check it.
Thank you. So yeah, we started as a running community. Now we are more into triathlon. So we welcome every levels from beginners to advanced athletes, runners, swimmers, cyclists, or triathletes. And we really want to, you know, give away to the community. It's very important to empower people, you know, in a concrete way. And you know, that's why I wanted to be a doctor. It wasn't, you know, for a status purpose. It was to help people. And even though I'm not a doctor, I mean, I'm a doctor of pharmacy, and I'm not working in a corporate job. I'm not, you know, working for a big pharma company, but I want in my small scale to make a change. You know, and I will use my scientific background and my expertise to bring the best kind of complements for a sport community and even people who are not into fitness but who wants to get in better shape. So I'm working low-key in this big project, and I don't want to rush into it. I don't want to do something that will just bring me money, because money is not the purpose. It will be a consequence, but I want to make a change. I want, for example, this brand Elevate to be a brand that people trust and that will really make a difference in people's lives in general. I'm also launching the brand and the merch for people to wear it the day of the competition and to feel powerful, if you see what I mean. So now it's the big, you know, the big vision, the big work I'm on right now. The big project is building a very meaningful community, empowering people, you know, helping people, and creating storytellings around this. So yeah, that's where
it's amazing. Yeah. I can't wait to see that, by the way.
Thank you.
Your brand is gonna be amazing.
Inshallah, hopefully.
But yeah, Elevate, it's an amazing community. Thank you. Go check it, guys. Read, it's amazing. He's doing an amazing work. So thank you for what you're doing.
Eva. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Awesome. I hope to see you at the next session.
Yes.
For sure, yeah.
And I loved our conversation, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Even if we didn't had enough time, I loved it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll book the session for 2 hours next time. But
exactly.
No, very good. I love the questions you had, and I mean, we had the opportunity to talk before, and you know, your journey is also amazing. So I think you know, just bringing these energies together and sharing this to other people is very important. You know, I'm sure a lot of people can relate, and you know, maybe we'll make a change today. So if we can only change one person's life, perspective would be more than enough.
It would be more than enough.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for today.
Thank you, Eva.
I see you very soon for the next episode, and I wish you a very good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.